Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to make a video. I seen some stuff on YouTube that I wanted to comment on and make a video about. I'm actually, yeah, that's all sweat. I'm currently sitting down in my backyard. I'm probably 70% done with my, sorry, I'm shaky. 70% done mowing my yard. It's nice, hot here. It feels good. Anyways, my video is about, I seen this girl going around, like I think it was Florida or California, asking people what she thought, what they thought Easter was about. And there was, Easter bunny and time to get together, and people knew about Jesus and that he was resurrected. But there was a lot of self-professing Christians that didn't want to say anything. I was like, I already know why. And because people don't want to offend anybody. But that's not what God calls us to do. And Matthew 10 paints a really good picture of this. Matthew 10 is all red letter, so that's Jesus talking. And he's basically saying, I don't know if you've read Matthew 10, but there's a verse that says, if you deny me in front of your peers, I will deny you in front of my Father. What does that mean for us as believers? If we're on YouTube and we're getting asked questions, or somebody's talking to us in the street and said, hey, what do you believe in this and that? If they ask you about Easter or Christmas, tell them about Jesus. Don't be afraid. It also says that in Matthew 10. It says, don't fear for the people that want to kill your body. I said that right. I'll say it again. Don't fear people that can kill your body, but they can't touch your soul. And then it goes on to say, but fear God, because God can destroy both the body and soul in hell. Now, you don't want anybody to go to hell. You don't want to go to hell yourself. And I think this is a big reason of why we should be reading the Bible. Even if we say we know everything and we know like the biblical aspects of everything, let's pay attention a little bit, because, I see these guys and they're kind of beating around the bush saying, oh, well, yeah, I know it's about Jesus, but I don't want to say anything, that might offend somebody. Again, Matthew 10 is talking about basically a separation of yourself and friends, family, loved ones, who name it, your friends, best friends, doesn't matter, coworkers. When that day comes, that we stand before God, did we stand up for him? Did we stand up for our beliefs, or did we cower back? One thing, in the Bible, it says that God hates a coward. Now, I don't think that, let me just say it this way. I see the guys on the street corner yelling and screaming at people, and I'm sure a lot of people see Christians like that, right? But they lack a lot of tactfulness, which is like being gentle, which is also talked about in the Bible when you're talking to people. But Matthew 10 is specifically for those of us that are professing Christians and those of us that deny him, right? Just remember that. If you deny him in front of your peers, he will deny you in front of your Father. So, a lot of us think about when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, right? Just think about the grace, though. Jesus still made Peter the rock. But you need to have a repentant heart about that. And you need to be strong in the Lord and don't fear people. Do not fear people whatsoever. In the United States today, in the world today, everybody hates Christians. I guarantee, maybe not everybody, but there's, I don't want to say left or right, Democrat or Republican, because there's bad on both sides. But don't be afraid to talk about Jesus. Don't be afraid to wear a Jesus t-shirt or a Jesus, hat or something like that. When people stare at you, just remember like the disciples, right? When they got beaten and flogged, they jumped for joy. And you're like, well, why did they do that? Well, that means you belong to God. And, the fear of death, we don't need to have a fear of death. And that's something I'm learning with my own anxiety. Like, hey, if you kill me and I'm talking about God, guess what? Now I don't have to deal with anxiety anymore. Thanks. Appreciate it. See, think about it that way. Think about it as when you wake up, your eyes are just, there's Jesus, and you don't have to worry about anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to say that real quick. It was on my heart while I was mowing. I felt like, I just gotta make it right now. Let's not be afraid of offending people. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, to just walk out and be like, I'm a Christian, everybody else is garbage, this and that. No, because we're not supposed to be like that. But when people are saying, oh, Christianity is this, Christianity is that, don't be afraid to speak up, man. Don't be afraid to, when people ask you, be ready at all times to tell them of your hope and joy in Jesus and then in the gospel, right? So for those of us self-professing Christians, for those of us on the fence, that either hot or cold or lukewarm, that's another video. Don't be lukewarm. I've been there myself. But I'm telling you, turn away from that. Turn away from fear. I mean, I have fear in my life. I actually have a tattoo, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. It says fearless, right? I got that when I was in the Marine Corps, and I thought that I was fearless. And now I'm like, living in reality. But I could tell you one thing, though, that you can actually be fearless through faith. And that's what I'm working towards. I know that's what a lot of you guys are working towards. Just don't be afraid of people's judgment. Don't be afraid of the government's judgment. Don't be afraid of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Who cares, dude? Because at the end of your life, when you're standing before God, what really matters is that you stand up for your rights, you stand up for your beliefs, and you talk about the Lord to other people. Peace.